Okay, wanted to give folks an update as to what's going on with the Mazda. You can see the status of the engine right now. I've got it mostly completed. I've still got to put the air intake on top, and there are quite a few hoses. Got to get them all right. I'm gonna need to bolt the distributor on, spark plug wires. That's not a big deal. But for the most part, the engine's put together. I do have the timing belt on. I will need to put the other belts on. The timing belt is the difficult one. It's already on, and I've got the thing timed. So as far as the car is concerned, here's what I'm hoping to have happen here. I've cleaned the engine bay to an extent. It's never going to be perfect, but it's a lot cleaner than it was. It was just covered in muck in here. I guess the previous axles had blown and they sloshed goop everywhere in here. I got most of it off. You can still see some places that had a little bit of it, but got most of it off. As for the suspension, there is a control arm. There's a lateral control arm. Don't know if you can see it. I plan to replace that. It looks pretty easy to replace. It looks like bolt, off. And then this control or this ball joint at the bottom, I'm going to grab that while I'm in there. That shouldn't take very long. I mean, I would think that those items are about 30 minutes. They look really easy to get at. I put in new engine mounts, so you can see one of them here. Let's see, yeah, there's one of them. The other one is right there, and then there's two more, but they bolt on at a different time in a different place, a different way. The two mounts themselves, there's one of them there, and the other one is here. So I've got oxygen sensors. There are 4 of them with this car. I'll need to make sure I have them all wired up to the right location so that everything works right. And I've got to reinstall the radiator. I've got to put the alternator on. That's one of the devices that needs to be on before I drop the engine in. The radiator, 2 fans, radiator reservoir tank. Of course, all the hoses, for me, given the history, I want to be incredibly careful about making sure that I've got the hoses going to the right places. Last thing I want is, having gone through this immense amount of work, to have to make the mistake and get water down into that brand new engine. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty sure everything is right, but I do want to do my due diligence and make sure that I follow through hooking everything up properly. I also plan to, once I've got it up in there and got the starter hooked up enough to where I can turn it over, I do want to do a compression test. So that's something I also want to do. So anyway, all the electrical connections, I've got to get all those hooked up again. Fortunately, the connectors are pretty much keyed. Should be straightforward on that. Anyway, so that's my update. Just wanted everybody to have that information. So hopefully this doesn't take me too long. Definitely, you can see I'm in the home stretch, but there is still some work remaining. So at any rate, that's it for this video. All right.